First down, Vikings.
That's another Vikings first down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Watch the screen. Check.
Quaker Omaha. Black.
They just do get the play off. Now Cousins eluding the pressure right. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry.
Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Lady. Middle.
On 2nd down now, it's Johnson. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Stafford. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And finally, down at the 41-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down. After getting that turnover on the first drive of the game, you'd hate to just stall out the momentum, go 3 and out. They're able to avoid that there.
Yeah, we talk about complementary football all the time, but I think it's a little bit deeper than that. Defense went out, forced a turnover, gave the ball to the offense. It's now the offense's responsibility to pay that off for them, to show respect to them. Hey, you guys got the turnover? We appreciate it. They want to continue their drive.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 42-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Well, now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production meetings they don't want to be in, 3rd and long. And that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Hurry! Mike 54.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. It's caught, Jones. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the 1st. Stafford to Jones, enough for a Lion 1st down.
1st down, Detroit.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone?
Vikings 48-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Let him know. Shift.
From the gun, here's Stafford. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down.
Check.
A shotgun snap for Stafford. And an alley to run. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or two short. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down. Here's Matt Prater now. He's got the leg for this as he holds the NFL record with a 64-yarder back in 2013. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. As a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards, so many things. You got to worry about, but I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays who can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it, that's who you're looking for.
Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Lets it fly for Thielen. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. 11 yards there, 1st down.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Let's see what you got.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Cook, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. We're scoreless after 1. On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Cousins from the gun on 3rd.
It's brought in by Doxson. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. Third and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go, D. Here I come.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, second down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up second and 10.
Hey, watch the slam. Watch the slam. Slam, slam, slam.
382, lane 50.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another first and 10.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
From the red zone now, Cousins to the goal line, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there, but it'll be second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. To throw is Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. They come up in an offset eye.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you.
They'll run for it with Cook. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
They don't want it.
Another shot from the 1 on second and goal.
Here we go.
They'll try to run this one in. And for a second straight play, the Lion defense drops him behind the line of scrimmage. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. They come out here in the eye. From back at the 3 now. This is third and goal. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Trey Flowers able to record his 5th sack of the season. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost. And the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So not sure how they feel about that. They had golden field position to start the drive after the fumble recovery, but they went backward and then got 3.
Well, let's go from gold to silver, because the silver lining is they got the 3, right? You were talking about the golden field position. They didn't take advantage of it. That has to feel like a letdown.
You always stand ready to pounce. Always. That'll be taken in the end zone.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Get a little closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. And now a shot into coverage downfield is complete. 27 yards there, a first down. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
Stafford throws complete to Galladay. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
40 got, 40 got.
Watch it, watch the out, watch the out.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Stafford, he'll get this one to Galladay. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 25-yard line.
A gain of 16 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Mike 42, check, check, Mike 42. Switch up, switch up.
Hey, 50.
Mike 42, nice.
Bravo.
Here we go. Mike 42, Mike 42. Strip the ball. Strip that ball.
On first down, Stafford here. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
First down, Detroit.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
And he's going to work this one down to about the 5. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Johnson. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down.
And middle.
Now Stafford under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And that will knot things up here late in the first half. So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never got a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. Couple complete.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number one. They're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Throwing his Cousins. And he's going to go down again. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they'll look to throw. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. On the return, here's Agnew. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Open man is Galladay, complete. A gain of 6 there on first.
That's where you belong.
Out of bounds at midfield. It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
It's our field.
Drill right, 22.
He's crashing. He's checking.
32.
From the 50, Stafford. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. C.J. Anderson in the game. He gets it here. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. In this one, a 41-yard attempt. Prater's kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So if you like field goals, this is your game. 6-3, 3 field goals at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Right there.
Looking to throw again on second down. Stafford. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
It's a gain of 25 yards.
They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And, Johnson dinged up a bit. Still down. Hopefully nothing serious. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Check 31, check 31.
Stay 50, stay 50.
From the gun, Stafford. Open is Powell. That's complete. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down.
Drill right, 22.
54. Mike 54. Go.
Operating from the gun, Stafford. And James has it. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first.
And the Lions first down.
Stafford going to come up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Zebra.
Alert 3.
50.
They go to Johnson again. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Brings up 3rd down.
Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play. 54 Mike.
From the gun, Stafford. And that will be incomplete. The former Pro Bowl linebacker Anthony Barr there to jar it free. Something of a rare incompletion. Remember, Charles, last week under 50% throwing the football. That's what he was, but he has turned that around in this game.
But last week was commonly known as a fluke. For him to be under 50%, not normal, not the usual. But to be up over 80%, that's extra time in practice, and that's throwing with extra confidence as well.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. One play has him to the 37 here for first and 10.
He's coming, he's coming, he's coming. We got top left. Leave it, 48. Hey, steamer. Wait, time.
Cousins to throw it. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary, it really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to them.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up second and 10. Throwing, Cousins. That'll be complete to Cook. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a fourth down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it first and 10.
Hey, 70! Check, Mike, 54. Here we go.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Brings up second and 10 at the 20-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
Coming, baby. I'm coming, baby. Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike.
Hey, tight. Stay 50. Look at him.
Operating from the gun. Stafford. Complete. It's Johnson. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Call it a gain of 3. And that'll make it third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on third down.
Easy. 32. Check, 41. We ain't giving up nothing.
From the gun, Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Now a play fake here on first down. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Three down. Check 24.
White.
To throw again, Stafford. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Kenny Galladay, the intended receiver, and it's third down. That one doesn't find its target, but all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
But you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
Here's Stafford. James has got it, complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 43. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
No room to be had there on the first down run as he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Throwing on second down. Stafford, and he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Danielle Hunter, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Out of the gun, Stafford. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
At the 18-yard line.
Kirk Cousins last year started all 16 games but only led the Vikes to just one fourth-quarter comeback like he's trying to do here. On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Mike 52. Let's go one more.
To throw, Cousins. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 18 there and give the Vikings a first down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do. And it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
At the 36-yard line.
Fort the hug. 180.
Save.
150. 300. Go.
Looking to throw on second down. Cousins. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Ready. 280. Omaha. Ready, move. Out. Look at him.
Now a run. This is Bilal Powell. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Now, that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
Check. 250. Monday. Blue day. Check.
Following the penalty, Anderson. That good for 19 and a first down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
First down. Here's the run with Anderson. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
180. Check. Hey, red. 3 down.
They'll try the air now with Stafford. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
And they'll try to squeeze in one more play here before the 2-minute warning.
Lucky 48.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On 2nd and 9, Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They run. Cook trying to run inside, but nothing there. Mike Daniels makes the tackle.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here.
Check. 20. Check. 42's the mark. Target.
Back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw. And it'll wind up being intercepted.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. Here's Anderson as they begin this series on the ground. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have the lead, still a one-possession game, but the defense got the stop. They've got the football now, just salted away, right?
Exactly. That's all the defense is counting on from their offense. They did their job in a big way. You know they're over on the sidelines now starting to take their tape off, and, hey, we've done this thing. The offense has to put it away, and that means ball security.
Absolutely. Stranger things have happened. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Hey. Leroy! He's coming. 59! He's coming.
They run. Anderson. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Here we are.
Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium, that certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost like opened up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you?
I
loved
did.
the defensive.
I certainly did. Brought back the images of the game of old.
So for Detroit, it's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.